this video is not some sort of random thing. It's practical video, so you need to be pay attention if you are running a B2B SaaS company especially, and if you want to acquire a customer as fast as possible through paid ads. Okay, so this is a real world example, so let's go to the thing. Okay, so how to generate leads through ads for B2B SaaS companies, the complete system, that's end-to-end system. Okay, so today I'm going to break down the entire system for generating leads through paid ad advertisement for B2B SaaS companies. And I don't mean theory, as I told you earlier. So I mean the actual channels, the campaign structure, and the targeting, and the budget, the benchmarks, the mistakes that burn all of the money. Okay, this is all the concept of this video, so it will be 20 or 30 minutes, so you need to be pay attention for this one. Okay, so if you're running ads for SaaS companies, or you are an agency selling into this space, this is the video you need. Okay, so because the running ads for a B2B SaaS is completely different game than running ads for e-commerce and local businesses. Most people get it wrong because they applied the wrong playbook. Okay, so let me start with why it's different, because if you don't understand this, nothing else is about to say or make sense. Okay, so why B2B SaaS are different? Okay, so here is the fundamental problems. When someone clicks on the ads for an e-commerce store and buy a pair of shoes, the transaction happens right there. Okay, so you can measure the ROI within hours. Okay, the conversion window is tight, the buying decision is made by 1%, and the feedback loop between ad spend and revenue is almost instant. Okay, so B2B SaaS is nothing like that. Enterprise deals takes to 6 months to 12 months to close a single client. Okay, so the average B2B sales cycle is 84 days. Okay, so that's a median. Okay, so the enterprise deals runs 90 up to 120 days or longer. Okay, so the person who clicks your ads is the most, never the person who signed the contract. That's the most important thing as well. Okay, so you need to understand who you are targeting. Okay, so you have got buying committees or of 6 to 10 decision makers. Okay, so sometimes more. Each other gathers information independently, and the initial conversation, a demo request, free trial sign up, and the content download. Okay, so all of happens in B2B SaaS sales. Okay, that's not a sale. That's a very beginning of a long process. Okay, so when Google or Meta optimize your campaign, their default behavior is to find you at the cheapest conversion as fast as possible. Okay, so and the cheapest conversion are almost never the ones that turns into paying customer. That's not you need to optimize for. Okay, so I'll show you how you optimize your campaign. Okay, so this fundamental disconnect that destroys B2B SaaS ads account. Google's default 30 days conversion window misses the majority of your revenue. A click today may not become a closed deal for 3 or 6 months. Okay, that's the hard truth. Okay, unless your account is set up to track that entire journey, the algorithm never learns which clicks actually produce revenue. Okay, so every single thing I'm about to walk you through is built around one principle. You have to optimize for pipeline and revenue, not leads. Okay, not clicks, not impression, not cost per call. Okay, so this is all the concept of the thing, the pipeline, the revenue. That's only thing that matters at the end of the day, especially in B2B sector, right? So the 3 ad platforms that matters for B2B SaaS there are really 3 platforms you need to understand for B2B SaaS: lead generation, LinkedIn, Meta, and Google Ads. Okay, these top 3 are performing well currently nowadays. Each one plays the different role, and the mistake most people make is treating them all the same, or pick one and ignoring the others. Let me break down each one step by step. The first one is LinkedIn. Precious targeting machine. Okay, so LinkedIn is the obvious choice for B2B. 4 out of 5 LinkedIn members drive business decisions within their organization. The platform has 61 million senior level influencers and 40 million decision makers. Okay, so when you advertise on LinkedIn, you are reaching the exact people who signed the contract and approve the budget. Okay, that's the most important thing, and never back it up. Okay, so LinkedIn generates significantly more effectively than Facebook B2B, and it accounts for around 46% of all social traffics to B2B websites. Okay, so and it delivers a visit to lead conversion rate, and it's roughly 3 times higher than the Facebook. So the cost also, 3 times higher than Facebook. That's the reason. So LinkedIn is not expensive. Okay, so but here is the thing: everyone needs to understand LinkedIn is not expensive. Okay, the CPC are actually structurally 3 to 5 times higher than the Google ads. For B2B SaaS especially, you are looking at CPCs between $5 to $15, with senior decision makers targeting pushing that up to $25. Okay, so it's quite expensive, but it works. So it's not expensive anymore. Okay, so cost per lead typical range from 60 to 50, $150 for standard campaign, and often exceeds 200 for enterprise targeting. Okay, so the immediate reaction from the most people in LinkedIn is too expensive. Let's go somewhere cheaper. Okay, that's the objection. Okay, and that's wrong conclusion, because the lead quality often justifies the premium. LinkedIn source deals tends to be 28 to 35% larger deals sourced from other channels. So yes, you are paying more per lead, but these leads are worth considerable more. Okay, so now let me give you 2026 benchmarks so you know what good looks like. Okay, click-through rate on LinkedIn average 0.4 and 0.4 to 0.65% depending on ad format. Okay, single image ads get about 50 cents per 0%. Okay, so video ads average around 0.44%, carousel ads about 0.4%. Okay, here is where it gets interesting. So leader ads, these are ads that appears to come from the personal profile rather than a company page. Okay, that are absolutely crushing everything else. The data from the Zen ABM 2026 benchmarks reports that, which analyzes over 160,000 LinkedIn ads and $5.5 million in spend, shows thought leaders ads achieving a 2.6% CTR at $2.26 CPC, right? So that's roughly 6 times more efficient than a single image, okay, on ads. Okay, let me say that again. Thought leaders ads deliver about 6x the click-through rate at the fraction of cost. Most B2B teams are still pouring the majority of their spend into standard single image ads out of the habit. Okay, so lead gen form completion rate on LinkedIn typically runs 6 to 10%, and they regularly convert at 50 to 20%, much higher than external landing page. Okay, that's because LinkedIn autofills professional data. Okay, that's the secret, and the friction is almost zero. So that's the most important thing you need to understand. Now, there is a critical mistake people make with LinkedIn. They measure it on 30 days window, okay, and decide it works or it doesn't work. Okay, LinkedIn 30 days ROI is almost always terrible. No one can get profit in 30 days on LinkedIn ads. I guarantee you this. I just work with a lot of guys who are killer on ads, but anyone can do that one. Okay, so the median is 0.1 to 0.3x. Okay, that's normal, not a failure. The average versus to close one cycle on LinkedIn is 281 days for B2B SaaS. If you are evaluating LinkedIn on anything less than 90 days window, you are you are structurally under-reporting performance. Okay, so that's, you need to understand. I just put it on the board here, right? So because it's the misconception of the ads, especially for B2B. Okay, so at 90 days, the ROAS, which is return on ad spend, right? So typically hits 1 to 2x if you are the best. Okay, at 180 days, it's reached 4 to 8x for well-run accounts if you are best at it as well. After a year, top performance see just 12 to 25x return on investment on the ads. Okay, so you need to run it for a year if you want to get good ROI in this sector. Okay, so the measurement framework matters so much as the campaign strategy. Okay, this is crucial. Okay, you have to use cohort-based ROI, group leads by the months they are generating. Okay, so then must pipeline and revenue at 180 and a year. Okay, how to structure LinkedIn campaign for B2B SaaS. This is, you need to understand. I just break down in step by step. First one is don't launch one campaign per product. Launch by buying a role. If you sell finance software, for example, if you are selling for AI thing, you need to consider your target audience. You need to separate campaign for CFO, controllers, and RevOps leaders. Okay, so their objections are different. Their pain points are different. So your creative needs to be different. So you don't come up with one thing. That's the concept. Okay, so nothing is complicated over here. So second one is use thought leaders as your primary format. Okay, so they are 77% cheaper per click, and just $1,000 on thought leaders ads gets you roughly 325 clicks. It's pretty expensive. The same 1,000 on single image ads gets about 71. The economics are overwhelming, right? So this is also the crucial thing. The third thing is LinkedIn lead gen forms for capturing but qualify aggressively. Native forms reduce friction, but they can bring in lower quality leads. Add custom qualifying questions, sync with your CRM, or so sales get leads instantly. And A/B test short versus long for you are trading volume for quality. The fourth one is retargeting. Okay, so is where LinkedIn really compounds and you get the most ROI out of it. Okay, so dramatically improves efficiency, and retargeting is CTR benchmarks on LinkedIn runs 0.9 to 1.4% dramatically higher than cold campaigns. Okay, so for SaaS with long consideration cycle, this is where you close the gap between awareness and conversion. Okay, the fifth one is the budget minimum. LinkedIn requires at least $5,000 a month to exist learning phase at the meaningful scale, and you get most of that data to optimize that how to move forward on your next campaign. Below that, you can have a data to optimize your things. Okay, that's the most important thing. So if your budget is smaller than that, start somewhere else and layer LinkedIn after you get some cash. So that's my advice for you guys. If you are running with less than $5,000, LinkedIn is not working for you. That's true. Okay, so Meta Ads, the underrated B2B channel. Okay, so most of people talk about Facebook. It's not working for Meta, but it works. If you know how to work, it works. Now, here is one of the most important, most B2B marketers dismiss. Okay, so Meta Ads, Facebook and Instagram, the assumption is that Meta only works for the consumer brands. That's wrong. In 2026, it's actually one of the most underutilized channels in B2B SaaS. Here is why Meta works for B2B thing, and decision makers don't appear when they leave work. Okay, they scroll Instagram during lunch, they check Facebook in the evening. Meta has 3.5 billion daily active users. That covers nearly every professional demographic. Okay, so you are reaching buyers in relaxed context rather than in the work mindset. Okay, that's actually the advantage of the top of funnel or the awareness thing on Meta. So just everything is business to just human to human. Okay, if you are writing B2B, it's human to human. Nothing is unique. Okay, so the economics are compelling. Meta delivers approximately 58% lower CPMs than LinkedIn for equivalent audience target. Okay, CPMs for B2B cold audience on Meta runs $20 to $60 compared to LinkedIn, where you are paying significantly more. Cost per leads on Meta for B2B SaaS runs $50 to $200. Okay, which is often lower than LinkedIn, especially for top of the funnel offers. But here is the critical difference in how you run Meta for B2B versus e-commerce. Okay, the most common mistake is optimizing for top of funnel leads only. It's like e-commerce brand optimizing for add to cart instead of purchase. Okay, Meta performs best when it's optimized toward lower funnel events that actually tie to revenue. Okay, so what you want to optimize for sales qualified leads, opportunity creation, qualified demos booking, close one deals. To make this work, you need to integrate your CRM with Meta and send downstream conversion event back as offline conversion. This is non-negotiable. Without it, Meta's algorithm is flying blind and will find you the cheapest garbage leads possible. But that's not a good thing. The campaign structure that works. There is a pattern emerging from the best performing B2B SaaS Meta account. They are not running dozens of campaigns. They are running one primarily CBO campaign with broad targeting and they let creative do the targeting. Okay, so this structure allows Meta to learn faster and stabilize performance and scale spend without volatility. Okay, so it's done by increasing the campaign budget gradually. Okay, so never duplicates campaigns as conversion data accumulation, performance stability. Okay, so that stability is what allows spending to scale. Creative is the engine. Everything else stays boring. Okay, one simple rule: if a creative concept shows strong down funnel quality, meaning demos book, qualified leads, pipeline impact, let's scale even if the front end CPA is not perfect. That's the whole thing. Because a slightly expensive leads that closes is definitely more valuable than a cheap leads that wastes your sales team time. Creative that works on Meta for B2B SaaS. User-generated content achieves 4x higher click-through rate than traditional polished ads. So authentic testimonials and customer success stories should anchor your creative strategy. 30 seconds second product demos testimonials video will clearly provide metrics and carousel shows showing before and after outcomes all perform well. Some companies find success with simple text on screen thing, videos that present a problem and solution without even showing the prospect. Okay, so design for mobile first. That's the most important thing. And most Meta consumption happen on phone. Even the B2B audience text needs to be readable on small screens. Okay, test everything on mobile before launching. That's crucial thing. Refresh creatives every 2 or 3 weeks and keep 3 to 5 active variation per campaign. Okay, so you need to understand this kind of variations that works well. When frequency exceeds 3 to 4, in 7 days window, performance declines. It's time to new creatives. Okay, so because ad platforms like this kills your ad fatigue. Ad fatigue will happen every 2-3 weeks. Okay, so you need to do that well. Okay, meta targeting for B2B SaaS. Meta's audience target wasn't designed for B2B. Okay, job title target exists, but it lacks the precision of LinkedIn. You are working with self-reported information interested in behavioral signals. Start with job titles, industry combinations that match your ICP. If your audience is too narrow, start with 500,000 to 2 million people on Meta's algorithm has enough data to learn. Okay, so build exclusion audience for existing customers, competitors, employees, and consumer profiles. Then layer in lookalike audiences. Build 1% lookalike from your best customer based on lifetime value, not just conversion. It's about lifetime value. Who just buy and stay the most? That's your target. Okay, so and to test 2 and 3% lookalikes as 1% audience saturates. Okay, these are the ways you can come up with. Okay, so use conversion based seed demos, attain trial signups, not just website visitors. Here is the powerful multi-channel slay. Run targeting ads via Meta to your outbound email list simultaneously. Okay, so the prospect sees your ads and your email in the same 2 weeks window. That cross the channel frequency creates there are everywhere thing. Okay, so affect that warm cold prospect without requiring incrementally creative. Okay, the minimum viable budget for Meta is $2,000 to $3,000 a month. That at that level you can test 3 to 4 ad variant with ICP narrow targeting. Below that, you won't generate any data to optimize, so it will not gonna work. You need to spend at least just $100 a day. I just advise that one. Okay, so if you have that budget, it works. If you don't have, it will not gonna work. Okay, so Google Ads capture existing demands. Google Ads is one of the old school ad platforms in the history, especially on the internet money. And Google Ads plays a fundamental different role than LinkedIn and Meta. LinkedIn and Meta creates a demand. They put the brand in front of the people who aren't actively searching. Google captures demands and it reaches the people who already looking for the solution. It's a warm audience. It's not cold. It's warm. Okay, so that's why the intent is so much higher. Which someone types a best project management software for remote teams in Google, they are buying more. Okay, that's a fundamental different interaction than scrolling Instagram and seeing your ads. Okay, for B2B SaaS, Google Ads CPC range from $5 to $13 depending on the keyword intent. Brand term run $2 to $8. Competitors term are $8 to $20. Product and category terms hits $10 to $30. Problem awareness terms run $5 to $50. Cost per leads on Google for B2B SaaS is typically $80 to $300. Okay, so cost per SQL, which is the quality thing, is $400 to $1,200. Okay, when setting up correctly with proper offline conversion tracking, companies achieve 3 to 5x ROAS, return on investment, with 4 to 12 months CAC payback. Okay, so cost to acquire customer. Okay, so campaign structure for B2B SaaS Google Ads. You need to structure campaign by funnel stage. Okay, not just by keyword theme. The bottom of the funnel gets the most budget. There are people searching for your category, your competitors, or terms that indicate purchase intent. Best CRM for SaaS companies, sales software, Salesforce alternatives, project management tools, pricing, that's the bottom of funnel intent. The middle of the funnel gets the next allocation. These are the people search for solution to problem your product solves, but not necessarily searching for the category yet. How to reduce customer churn. Improve team productivity. Automate sales follow-up. Top of the funnel gets the smallest kept budget. There are awareness level terms. The purpose is least growth and remarkable remarketing pool conversion. Okay, so each stage gets its own campaign, budgets, target, creatives. This simplifies reporting and put more money where it converts. Offline conversion tracking imperatives. Okay, so this is the single most important thing you can do to make Google Ads work for B2B SaaS. Okay, you need to send conversion event from your CRM. That's most people lacking. Okay, so back to the Google Ads. So algorithm knows which clicks actually generate the money. You need to feed the data, who clicks the what and who pays the check. Okay, so you need to give the conversion thing to Google. So that way you can get who is buying the thing, who is not buying thing. Okay, without this, Google optimized for the cheapest form field. That's not gonna work. The goal is not getting more clicks. The goal is to get the revenue and the pipeline. Okay, so that's how we work in these days. At the cheap form, this almost never qualifies buyers. It's a feedback loop of garbage. Okay, so that's not gonna work. So with offline conversion tracking, you tell Google's these clicks become an SQL. Okay, these clicks become the close one. Deals worth 50K or something. Okay, so now Google algorithm can find more people's like your best customers, not people's like your worst leads. So that way you can get a nice one. That's why if you are running ads for a year, that works for you. By any means, if you are tracking the data and running continuously your ads, you're gonna work, you're gonna win. Okay, no doubt around here. So use data-driven attribution, not last clicks. That's how you win on this direct response marketing thing. Google demands gen campaigns. This is the most underutilized opportunity in Google Ads for B2B SaaS right now. In January 2026, Google dropped the minimum audience size for demand gen campaign to just 100 users. That's huge for B2B niche. Okay, so demand gen campaigns run across YouTube, Google. They delivers approximately 58% lower CPM than LinkedIn for equivalent audience targeting with higher click-through rate than standard Google display. Here is the power play. You can upload a customer match list of the just 100 target account decision makers, run highly targeted ads to exactly those people on YouTube and Gmail. That's ABM level precision on Google surface at a fraction of LinkedIn's cost. Okay, so the most effective strategy is to stack customers match from your closer one customers as the seed audience. Okay, so let Google build the lookalike thing, run demand gen that to that lookalike thing. Okay, so it's complicated when you are seeing this one, but once you are doing this thing, it will not gonna work. It will not gonna be. Okay, so layer in your ABM target account list of for account level coverage. Just then feed conversion signals from your CRM to the algorithm. Learn what pipeline quality looks like. That way, Google can understand your lookalike audience and target this kind of people to your website, so you get maximum amount of conversion thing. Allocate 5 to 15% of your total Google Ads budget to demand gen. Start at 5% when testing and scaling as you find winning audience and creatives. Okay, so the multi-channel stack where it all compounds. Running any single channel is a solution solution is how teams waste the budget. Okay, the highest performing B2B SaaS team is in 2026 are stacking 2 or 3 channels that reinforce each other. Each channel either generates new intent or amplify existing intent created by another. Here is how the stack works. Google Ads capture existing demand, people searching for your category and competitors. This is your pipeline velocity engine, highest intent, fastest to close. LinkedIn ads create demand and target specific accounts, ABM campaigns through leadership and brand awareness among decision makers. This builds the brand familiarity that makes your Google Ads cheaper over time because people start searching for you by name. Okay, Meta Ads simplifies everything, retargeting your LinkedIn and Google audience on the Facebook and Instagram at much lower CPM. Okay, so runs lookalike from your CRM, creating the they are everywhere effect. They are everywhere effect is just turbo ramming your audience in omni channels. That's a subconscious game that marketers play to spread their message. Okay, then the outbound overlay. Take your outbound email list and run meta retargeting to the same account. When a prospect gets your email and sees your ads on Instagram in the same week, cold outreach suddenly feels a lot warmer. That's the game. So this is marketing. This is not cheating, it's marketing. Okay, so each channels reinforce the other one without requiring separate creative. For every touch point, the compound effect is what separates companies that scale from companies that plateau. Okay, so budget allocation by stage. Let me give you the actual numbers because everyone wants to know what to spend. Okay, the general framework for B2B SaaS is that your total marketing budget should be 8 to 12% of your target annual recurring revenue. If you are targeting the annual recurring revenue, which is 100K, you need to spend at least 12K. Okay, so that's how the percentage works. Within that, the recommended split is roughly 60% demand generation. That's brand awareness, content, and LinkedIn ABM, and 40% lead generation. That's Google Ads and demos page competitors questing. Okay, so for a seed stage company, you are looking at 5K to 15K a month total. Okay, so start with Google Ads to capture existing demand, then layer in one other channels as you prove the unit economics. Okay, Series A things 15K to 40K a month. This is where you can run a proper multi-channel stack. Google search as your foundation and LinkedIn for ABM and Meta for retargeting. So you can do this one. The Series B thing is beyond 40K to 100K plus a month, full stack execution with dedicated budget per channel and robust creative testing, sophisticated offline conversion tracking. Everything works together and business gets a 9-figure value. Okay, so this is how you structure your thing. I think my time is flown. It's 40 minutes almost, and let's make it simple for a practical entry point. If you are just getting started, 3K and 50K months on Google Ads within a few thousand of agency supported gets you a viable test. Validate the channels, proven unit economics, then scale. Okay, the metrics that actually matters. Let me be very clear about what you could be measuring, because this is where most B2B SaaS companies and agencies go wrong. Stop measuring cost per leads as your primary metrics. CPL is a vanity metrics in B2B SaaS. $50 leads that never convert is infinitely more expensive than $200 dollar leads that closely $50K deals. Here is what to track. cost per SQL sales qualified leads, not just form fields, but leads your sales team has vetted and accepted. Okay, this is your real efficiency metrics. Pipeline generated total dollar value of the opportunity created from your ad spend. This tells if your target is reaching actually buyers. CAC, payback period, how many months until a customer's MRR covers their acquisition cost. Under 12 months is healthy, under 8 months is excellent. Okay, pipeline to spend ratio, which is for every dollar you put in, how much pipeline come out, and industry benchmarks for B2B SaaS is 5 to 1 at minimum, with top performance hitting 8 to 1 or higher. Blended CAC, your total acquisition cost across all channels. This is more meaningful than per channel CAC because channels influence each other, and cohort based ROI, return on investment thing, group leads by the months they were generated, measure revenue at 96 months and a year. Okay, so this is the only honest way to measure performance in B2B because of long sales cycle. So lead velocity rate is another important one. That's the months over months growth in qualified leads. This is the leading indicator of the future revenue. If your LVR is consistently growing, your pipeline will follow. Everything you do in every campaigns, every targeting decision, every creative test should be oriented toward improving this downstream metrics, not front-end vanity metrics. Creative strategies that convert B2B buyers. Let me talk about creative because in 2026, creative is primarily signal for the algorithm on every platforms. Okay, the algorithm optimizes delivery based on what content gives engagement. So your creativity is not just about messaging, it's your targeting mechanism. Here is the creative formats that works for B2B SaaS across platforms. Success testimonials with specific metrics. We reduced our churn by 40% in 90 days. Real numbers from real customers are the highest converting creative formats. Video testimonials outperform written ones. Named customer stories from recognizable brands carry the most weight. The problem agitation ads are call out the specific pain points your ICP experiencing. Still manually building reports every Monday morning or something like that makes the prospect feel the problem. Okay, then present your solution as the obvious fix. The past frameworks, problem agitation and solution works extremely well in B2B ads. That's all the concept of buying your solution, right? So founders and executive thought leaderships are specifically on LinkedIn and make content that looks like it comes from the real person, not a corporate marketing team. Gets dramatically more engagement through the leaders. Thought leaders ads on LinkedIn are getting 6x the CTR and standard ads for this exact reason. Okay, people engage with people, not logos. Okay, so that's the most important thing you need to understand. Product demos under 30 days shows the product solve the real problems. No fluff, no brand intro, jump straight to the value. Short product walkthroughs that demonstrate the specific use case can be extremely effective. Competitive comparison contents. Why are teams switching from competitors to your product? Okay, this type of content target people's already in the consideration stage and resonates strongly because it matches their existing research behaviors. ROI calculator interactive tools offers a free tool, a cost saving calculator, a benchmark tools as ads offers. This generates leads who are already qualified the value of the solution like yours. They convert to pipeline at higher rate than generate content downloads. So these are the most important things. The key creatives principles: you need to create velocity, refresh ads 2 to 4 times per month, keep 3 to 5 active variation per campaign, monitor frequency closely. When people start seeing the same ads too many times, performance degrade rapidly. Okay, so the algorithm reward fresh things. So engaging content gives you a new fuel consistently. Okay, so that way you can refresh your thing a lot well. Retargeting, where the real money is made. This is the most important last concept when you are making the money. Okay, so this is, for example, when a lot of things are happening in this one. Okay, so I want to spend a minute on targeting because their B2B budget generates the highest return. Okay, B2B buyers needs multiple touches before they convert. The average buyers consumes 13, piece of content before making a purchase decision. Retargeting cuts cost per qualified leads by 40 to 60% compared to cold campaigns because you are focusing on people who already shows interest. Okay, here is the thing. So don't retarget everyone who visits your website. Build retargeting pools from qualified visitors, track time on specific pages called depths and CTA clicks. Someone who spends 3 minutes on your pricing page is fundamentally different prospect than someone who bounced after 10 seconds. Okay, create tires, website visitors who hits your pricing or product comparison page gets bottom of the funnel ads with direct CTS book, a demo start, a trial thing, blog readers and content consumers get middle of the funnel ads. Case studies. Okay, the webinars and detailed guides and video viewers get follow-up content that goes deeper on the topic they already showed interest in. Okay, so yeah, so on Meta specifically, you can build retargeting audience from a video view, page engagement, form interaction, all at much lower CPMs than running just some audience on LinkedIn. Okay, so a multi-channel retargeting plays a powerful thing, but it's not on the first batch. If someone engages with your LinkedIn ads, you retarget them on Meta and YouTube at lower cost than and across platforms, and it builds a familiarity and trust that drives conversion. The technical setup that makes everything works before you spend a single dollar on ads is pretty good. If you're running the thing, please use Go High Level as the funnel because it works well currently. One CRM integration with all the ad platforms, send offline conversion event from HubSpot to Salesforce back to Google, LinkedIn, and Meta. Okay, this is how the algorithm learn what good leads looks like and optimize for the best one. Okay, 2 conversion APIs on Meta implement conversion API volume 2.0. Okay, so to improve signal quality, server side tracking handles iOS privacy restrictions, improve attribution accuracy, aim for 90% of event match quality. On Google, set up enhanced conversion and offline conversion import. LinkedIn, use the inside tags and CRM event sync. Okay. The third one is extend conversion windows. Set full ads to 90 days conversion window minimum. LinkedIn already uses longer attribution by default. Meta needs 45 to 90 days window for B2B SaaS to capture the full cycle. The fourth one is clean data in your CRM. Your ad optimization is only as good as data you feed back into the platforms. If your CRM has duplicate record and incomplete data, inconsistent deal stage, define the signal you are sending back is noise, not intelligence. Fix your data agent before scaling and spend. Common mistakes that burns B2B SaaS ads budget. Let me walk through the mistakes I see over and over again so you can avoid them. Optimizing for the cheapest leads instead of the best leads. That's the common mistake. Don't optimize for the cheapest thing. It will you kill your conversion and sales team confidence as well. Okay, this is the number one thing. If you are running, if you are celebrating low CPL, but your sales team cannot close any one of them, this you are not saving money, you are wasting money. Okay, the goal is to make revenue, not to get your CPL thing low. Okay, so measuring a LinkedIn on 30 days window. Okay, I already covered this, but this it's so common. I'm saying it again. LinkedIn's 30-day ROAS, return on investment, always looks terrible for B2B SaaS, measured at 6 months a minimum. Companies that post spend from LinkedIn because 30 days number are making the data driven decision with wrong data. Okay, so you can't get real thing in 30 days, especially for B2B market. So you need to be pay attention at least for 6 months if you want to get the thing. So running generic creatives, B2B SaaS buyers are sophisticated. They can smell generic marketing from a mile away. If your ads could apply to any software company in any categories, it's not specific enough space to the exact pain point of your ICP in their language. Okay, ignoring the middle of the funnel, most accountants pour budget into the top of the funnel awareness or bottom of the funnel request and completely ignoring the consideration state. The middle is where the buying committees are doing their research, comparing options and building internal cases. Okay, not running multi-channels, running LinkedIn only or Meta only or Google dramatically limits your reach and eliminates the compound effect. The everywhere effect and comes from cross channels presence is one of the most powerful forces in B2B demand generation. No creative testing system, running the same ads for months without refreshing, and the algorithm punishes. Tell creatives build a system of new concepts every 2 or 3 weeks, structured testing of hooks, formats, offers, kill underperformer faster and scale the winners. The thing, broad targeting without a signal, going to broad on Meta and Google without feeding the platform's quality conversion data. Broad works when the algorithm has enough signals to optimize. Without offline conversion data, broad targeting finds you the cheapest click with the worst leads you have ever acquired. Okay, putting all it together, this is the playbook if you want to scale your B2B startup or your company to the next level. At least if you implement this one, you can scale at least 10x your revenue, annual recurring revenue, by doing this thing. Okay, so you need to be paying attention for the last episode and chapter of this video. Okay, so the step 1, fix your tracking infrastructure. CRM integration, conversion API, offline conversion imports, extended attribution windows. This is not optional. This is the foundation. Okay, if you can't do this one, you can't track anything. You don't know how it's gonna work in the future. Okay, so this is the first one. So the first one is this, and the second one is start with Google search. Capture people already looking for your category. Build bottom of the funnel campaign, targets high intent keyword, feed the conversion data back into Google from your CRM. So this is the most important thing to get. Okay, so step 3 is layer in LinkedIn target your ICP by role. Run thought leader ads as your primary format. Use lead gen forms with qualifying questions. Measure at 6 months, not 30 days. So step 3 is this thing, and step 4 is add Meta for retargeting and lookalikes. Retargeting your website with LinkedIn engagers and email list on Meta at lower CPMs. Build lookalike from your best customers. That's the most important thing. Step 5 is test Google demand gen. Upload your ABM target account list and run target ads on YouTube and Gmail to those specific decision makers at lowest and lower cost than LinkedIn. This is also the most important thing when you are running ads. Okay, step 6 is build the creative engine, customer testimonial with metrics and thought leadership thing, short product demos, refresh every 2 to 3 weeks and test continuously. This is the thing. And the seventh one is measure what matters. Okay, cost per call, per SQL, which is sales quality lead. Okay, so it will be decided by your CRM or the sales managers. Okay, pipeline generated CAC, which is cost to acquire customer, payback, cohort-based return on investment at 6 months. Report on this numbers to leadership. If someone asks about CPL, redirect to the pipeline. Step 8 is scale what works, increase budgets gradually on winning campaign. Okay, never duplicate campaigns to increase the budget on the existing one. Okay, add a new channel only after your first channel are profitable. You don't manage every single omni channels in the first. You do it in the last. Okay, so the budget reality check is, let me close with some honest maths. The average B2B company spend about $2 to acquire $1 of new annual recurring revenue. Okay, a person, this market is super tough to acquire a customer. You get lost in the first year. This is the reality currently running the businesses, right? Customer acquisition costs have risen 40 to 60% since 2023. Okay, the median CAC payback is 8 months. These are the industry realities. If your average annual contract value is $30K and your blended close rate from qualified leads is 20%, you need 5 qualified leads to generate 1 customer's worth $30K in annual recurring revenue. If your cost per SQL is $500, that's 2,500 to generate 1 customers. Your CAC payback at the rate is about 1 month on annual recurring revenue, which is excellent. Okay, now scale that. If you want 10 new customers per quarter, you need 50 SQL per quarter, which costs $25K in ad spend. But thus 10 customers are worth $200K in new annual recurring revenue. That's a 12x return on ad spend. Okay, so these are the industry realities. This is the maths you present to leadership. This is the maths you used in proposal to SaaS companies, and this is the maths that justifies 5 to 10 or $50,000 a month in ad budget. Okay, so you click produce pipeline and they know which creative resonate with buyers who actually closes and the thing. So this is how everything works and everything you need to generate a qualified pipeline through paid ads on B2B market. So this is all the concept of this video. If you like it, I will appreciate, and this is how you scale anything on B2B thing. So if you have any question, just drop me on the comment. Peace out, love you.